Good evening, everybody. Lundlubber here, and today we're going to be bringing you yet another War Within Season 2 Great Vault opening. This week, we got 3 characters rolling. We've got our Warlock, should have at least 1 myth slot. I believe our Paladin has a myth slot. And our Rogue has a couple to pick up as well. So we did end up starting a Rogue. I've gotten him relatively geared. So we'll get to the Rogue's Vault here. This is the one I'm most looking forward to for this week. But we're going to start with the Warlock here. Didn't do an awful lot. Tried to get a little bit done on him, but got to the point where I got a little frustrated and just decided to full send it on the Rogue. It was the last class that I had to get to level 80, so kind of worked out for a couple things. I didn't know that there was a feat of strength for getting all the classes to 80, so I ended up getting that. But starting things off, we'll hit the Warlock. We'll see what option we've got here. Pretty sure it's just one. Oh, it looks like we got 2. And they're both cloak options. Which is kind of cool because we've got the same cloak. So that's going to be just a track upgrade, which is not a bad idea. I don't think, yeah, no, we don't want the questionable intent. And then we don't want any of the hero slots down here. Funhouse Lens is fun, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to take the Myth Cloak, and that's just going to increase the Warlock's average item level as we start boosting that up a little bit. Then Dark Flame 14 on the Warlock for this week. So next we'll roll into the Paladin. I do think on this one we also only have 1 potential vault, if anything, for keys. I don't know, I can't recall how much I played the Paladin last week. So it may end up just being something lame, but we'll make sure here. So we're in Protection Loot Spec. Open this bad boy up and see what happens. Okay, so it was 2, but veteran. So we didn't do very high. I think I just did time walking on this guy, honestly. So we take the tokens. That'll get us a socket for the Paladin, which we'll likely use on, yeah, bracers or belt. They're both crafted, so it's not going to matter too much. So that's those first 2, just little vaults, unfortunately, but we're going to hit the Rogue now. So we were able to get the Rogue relatively decently geared last week. I got all of my crafts done. I've got 4-piece. And this week I'm looking forward to a couple of things that we're going to be able to get. One of which is a weapon from the Nightfall scenario. So we'll talk about that later today when we go on stream. So we're Outlaw Loot Spec. Should have a decent amount of options here. Most myth slots are probably going to be solid choices for us, right? Yeah, so myth chest, myth gloves. This is already tiered, which is kind of cool. Myth gloves, hero boots, and then a veteran trinket. So we're not taking the trinket, we're not taking the boots. And I think if we're just looking for raw item level, we go chest, right? Because chest is just a solid choice for us. So myth tier. We'd love to see that on the Warlock. Or not the Warlock. We're on the Rogue. But there we go. That gets us 1 step closer to completing the set as well. So I'm looking forward to completing this whole set. But we've got the Rogue. Myth chest. We'll get an enchant for that bad boy. We're almost 660 on him now. And then we'll be able to start just cranking away. Need to get a weapon and a trinket this week. Those are my 2 main objectives. And then getting enough gilded to get the rest of our crest boosted up. And then we'll be sitting pretty on this guy. We do have a belt upgrade this week, and then a couple other things that we'll be looking into, but that is all that I've got for the Vault video this week. New stuff, I don't think there's anything terribly new, right? Overcharged delves, like I mentioned just a second ago, we get to upgrade our belt a little bit, and then it's just more of the same kind of stuff that's been going on, some updates to Dastardly Duos that we'll be able to do, new scores, new weekly objectives, that kind of stuff. Nightfall scenario, reputation grinds, undermine stuff, the usual. But with that, I can't make any promises that I will see you guys later tonight. It is my wife's birthday, so happy birthday to Jackie, and we'll see if I'm going to get on tonight. We might end up going and getting food for her birthday instead. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. Let me know what you got below. I'm curious to see what everybody got, and then we'll see you guys when I go live next. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you get notifications whenever I post these new videos, and let me know what else you'd want to see, right? Different video types, you know, showing how to get certain things or showing whatever. You just let me know and we'll go from there. Thanks again. Everybody have a great night.